Hey, it's Rob Weinberg, and on this channel, we empower people to take control of their futures through expert mortgage, financial, and real estate strategies. If it's your first time watching us, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell to get notified on all the future content we're putting out. In our lesson today, we're going to be talking about simultaneous home buying and selling. Something a lot of people have been dealing with and thinking about lately, selling a home while simultaneously buying a new one. Lots to unpack here. What are some of the challenges that you can face when you're both buying and selling a home simultaneously? Well, the main thing is you got to coordinate different timelines. There's a lot of different financing to manage between the buyer of your home and your own mortgage that you're going to be getting. So you need to manage all that. You're going to be dealing with the stress of coordinating the different closings, different attorneys, law firms, etc. Really requires careful planning, and it requires careful coordination to ensure a smooth process, which is what we're going to be talking about here today. How do you really assess your readiness to be able to simultaneously buy and sell a home? How do you know if you're financially prepared? Let's unpack that here. So you want to assess your current financial situation, your savings, your income stability, and your credit worthiness. Got to have a clear understanding of the budget and the potential costs, because you're going to have two sets of costs: the cost for selling your current home and the cost for buying the new one. Understand, will your income be changing moving from one home to another? Are you getting a new job, or is that all staying the same? Where's the money going to be coming from? Are you using all of the down payment from one home to put down on another, or are you taking money out of savings, that sort of thing? So get your finances in order, your financial plan in order. You're going to want to talk to a mortgage advisor several months ahead, even more if you've got challenges with your credit, income, that sort of thing. But generally a few months ahead, just to make sure you're ready to get pre-approved, in a good place with your assets, your income, your credit, that sort of thing, so you don't have a last minute issue when you're getting ready to list your home. So we need to also figure out along the funds route, do you have all the money in the home, or do you have some that you're going to get from other accounts? Like I was saying, savings, investments, that sort of thing. So we really need to figure that out, because that will help dictate the timeline. Some people are actually able to buy a new home using money from investments or savings without needing to touch the equity in their current home, and they're just going to use that money for other things rather than just putting all down for the new down payment. Okay, so that's how you assess readiness. Now, the timelines and strategies to ensure a smooth transition. We got to understand realistic timelines. If you're buying a house in Connecticut and selling one in Texas, it's probably a different timeline. Okay, completely different laws, completely different states. So understand and talk to the different parties about what's realistic for the closing timeline on each transaction to make sure that they're in sync. Okay, share contact information between the different law firms, different people involved, so they can be communicating as well. You want to have contingency plans in place in case one of the deals falls through. Things like temporary housing options are really important, especially if you're on a really tight timeline where you're trying to move to a new house and sell like the same day or back to back. What if there's a delay? What are you going to do? It can help mitigate those potential delays or unexpected challenges that could come up. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about on the timelines. Risks. There are definitely more risks doing the simultaneously buying and closing versus just buying a home without needing to sell one, right? So risk number one, financial strain. We're talking about two different transactions. You got to put deposits up front. You're going to need to do that before you sell your home. Do you have the financial ability to put that? You're also going to have to pay for appraisals, home inspections, and whatnot. It's not necessarily a lot of money, but depending on your financial circumstance, you might be in a really tight position where that could deter you from going through the process at all. Number two, timing challenges, lining up the sale of your home and buying the new one. What if the buyer of your home wants to close in 3 weeks, but you can't close on your new home for 45 days? What's going to be that contingency plan there? What can be negotiated to ensure that you have like a lease back period or a period where you can stay in the home, until you're ready to move? So timing challenges for sure are a risk. And lastly, just unexpected market and rate fluctuations. So generally the simultaneous buy and sell is generally going to be a situation where you're going to need a little bit more time. So if a normal real estate transaction is closer to, let's say, 30 days, you may need more like 45 in one of these. It can be done sooner, but the more time you have, the more flexibility you have. So what if the interest rates go up significantly and you're on a 60-day timeline and you're not locked in? That's a risk. What if the property values change significantly in a short period of time? That doesn't generally happen, but it is something to be aware of because it is a risk that you want to understand when you're doing the simultaneous buy and sell. So the last thing that we're going to talk about in our lesson today here is going to be about coordination. This to me is the number one most important thing on making this a smooth and easy process is coordination between all the parties. So how can you effectively coordinate with everyone involved? Number one is understand the type of communication that each party would like. Does your lender prefer emails, texts, or phone calls? Same with your realtor, as well as the attorneys. Understand how they each want to communicate and loop everyone in on emails together so everyone understands what's going on at the same time. Regular updates, aligning timelines. In a transaction like this, when I'm the lender, I'm sending out a minimum of 1 weekly email to every party so they know exactly where we're at in the transaction and what needs to be done to get to the closing table so we don't have any last minute hiccups. You want to work really closely with your realtors and know that you're going to have to be flexible to make this happen. So be ready to make a deal, be ready to negotiate, be ready to move and be decisive in your process. Don't sit around for days getting us documents, get them like within 24 hours or less so we can keep the process moving. Understand the deadlines and have them written down in your calendar so we can adhere to those. And the attorneys, them discussing, depending on the state you're in, it's going to be a title company and or an attorney. They need to coordinate and collaborate together. The money from the sale of one home is going to need to go to buy another, and that money is going to need to change hands. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but the coordination is key. So I hope that today's lesson has given you some insight and helped you get a little bit more at ease with the process of simultaneously selling and buying a home. If you're located in the states of Connecticut, Massachusetts, or Florida, I do offer one-on-one consultations. I'd be happy to speak with you to get a customized game plan put together. And you can reach me by call, text, or private message. 860-413-3938. As always, I hope that helps, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.